I think the really interesting part from now is actually like pick 3. Who is actually going to be number 3?
Who is pick 3 in the redraft? And I think hobby wise, we're looking good if we've got one of these. Welcome to another timeless moment brought to you by the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. If you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to support the show, please hit that subscribe button and tick that bell so you get notified whenever we go live. See you in the comments. Now, this is an idea we had a little while ago, and we thought this might be a bit more timeless than initially thought. So today we are going to go back through a draft class.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what year did I pick? I think I picked the 2014 draft.
I'm glad you said that because that's the draft board that I've got open. So
thank goodness.
Good. We're on the same page, right?
Yeah. That's great. I was going to say 2015, but I meant 2014/15 product-wise.
Yep.
And the reason I decided to go with that, not only are we over a decade removed from that draft, but I suppose the biggest diamond in the rough, Nikola Jokic, was selected during a Taco Bell ad at pick 41 in the second round. That was
insane.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to happen again too, by the way. I don't think that was just a one-year thing. You know, I think it's one of those things where it's an inexact science and more of an art than a science, to be perfectly honest. Like,
couldn't agree more. I do think pick 41 and 3 MVPs is pretty rare air.
It's a statistical outlier, that's for
sure.
Yeah.
So the reason we're sort of doing this is to sort of put out some value ideas and give you an idea of some of the players that are active and still about. So if you are at a local trade day or mainly at like a trade show or looking for old product, what players you could be looking for. And I think the 2014-15 NBA product, which, I mean, there is still some of it about, some of it at very reasonable prices, could yield some very interesting rookie cards. I guess I stole the thunder with Nikola Jokic off the bat. Who would you say is a pick from that that you'd be looking for?
Well, I'm not too sure we actually hammered out the details on this, so I can probably edit this out.
Brilliant.
Just put in a note. 30. So what we should do is we'll do actually a redraft. If you take pick 1, you get pick 4. So if you take pick 1, I get picks 2 and 3.
Okay, so we're going to snake it.
Yeah, but then after we've done the first 4 picks, then you just take turns.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did I just cut you out by taking the number 1 pick and taking Nikola Jokic?
No, you can take the number 1. I'll take 2 and 3. That's fine.
Awesome.
I'm not stressed. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. So for the number 1 pick ad, who are you going to take?
I don't think there's any argument. I am a Julius Randle collector.
I was going to say you're going to choose Julius Randle.
I'm taking Nikola Jokic.
I can't believe it.
Shocked.
All right. I think I have to go Embiid. I think even though we now know how much injuries he's got, I still do think that there's the lightning in the bottle moment for his career. Sure. If he doesn't get one championship, that will definitely shock me. I think the really interesting part from now is actually like pick 3. Who is actually going to be number 3?
Who is pick 3 in the redraft? And I think hobby wise, we're looking good if we've got one of these cards each.
Are we doing this from a hobby perspective or
from a hobby perspective? But I think a hobby perspective is sort of where the players are, right, as well. Yeah. Because the next couple, I think, are.
I think I have to go Aaron Gordon. I think that's if I don't take him, that's a little bit sacrilegious. And then
I'm taking
Randall.
You know that, don't you?
I'm not shocked.
I'll take Randall, and I will take Wiggins.
No. So after that, then that's
what?
Then that's my pick. Yeah. So
then it goes to you. 1
You
and
get 1 and
4.
4.
You
Yeah,
get 5. Oh,
yeah,
you take Wiggins then.
yeah.
Fine.
So definitely, I'm going to take Wiggins. Thanks for like pointing that one out to me.
No,
That's
no,
very
no
good choice.
problem at all.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm lost now. Who am I gonna? Oh, well, I get 2 picks, don't I?
No, no. Now we just go like
Oh, we
left and
just
right. Yeah,
alternate because we're out of the lottery.
yeah.
Okay. I am going to take. Oh, this is a tricky one. I think I. I think I take Zach Levine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Um, it gets thin pretty quickly from here,
It
doesn't
does,
it?
doesn't
It
it?
really slows down. So I think I have to go Marcus Smart. I need someone that can match up with Levine at least and annoy him a little bit.
I'm gonna stick to the Aussie side of things, and I'm taking Dante Exum.
Oh wow. Do I take Stauskas at this point? That's the real question. When does Stauskas come off the board?
When does Stauskas come off the board? I feel like Taco Bell ad.
I'm gonna go deep cut here. I'm gonna go Jeremy Grant, number 9.
Wow,
Yeah, so he has risen now 30 spots to go to number 9.
that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, not as much as the 40 spots that Jokic went up. Oh, that is it. Who am I going to take? I was going to take Doug McDermott. I think I am. I'll take Dougie McBuckets.
All right, you can take Duck McDermott. I am gonna take Spencer Dinwiddie. And the reason I am is because I've actually got quite a long, sort of lengthy team, and I've only be relying on Marcus Smart for my ball handling, and I think that's not going to be a great outcome. So I think, yeah, Dinwiddie will come in and give me a little bit of ball handling there.
Nice. I think I need some
Yeah.
shooters, so I'm going to get Joe Harris.
Okay.
Take some Joe. Take some Joe.
And he's out of the league now, so I don't know. Are you technically allowed to keep
Can I,
drafting him?
oh, can I take? I can't take him because he's
No, you
out.
can. Yeah, of course you can. That'd be
Oh,
fine. But like, um,
true, true.
helps me out. If I've got like a so Jordan Clarkson is still here. He's low key a bit of a baller, isn't he?
I I,
Yeah,
I, I was tempted to take
yeah. I
Clarkson.
think I'm gonna go Clarkson at 13.
Clarkson, very
Yeah.
nice, very nice. Um, I'm gonna have a backup big. Actually, no. Am I gonna go backup big? Nah, I'm gonna go Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Oh, good pick. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yep.
Alrighty, so at 15, I am going to actually go back up to the top of the draft and get. Oh no, you've taken McDermott already. That takes him off the board.
Yep.
I will go Gary Harris. He's been a little bit quiet lately, but then after Gary Harris, it is definitely a bit of a slippery slope.
All
What do you
right.
reckon? 2 more picks and we're done?
Yeah, 2 more picks. I'll take
Yeah.
Clint Capella.
Yep, Clint, good choice. And then I think I will round out my draft with the Bosnian Bear, Jusuf Nurkic.
God, there's gonna be some scuffles in your locker room. I'll tell you what.
Alrighty, so
Um,
I finished up with Embiid, Aaron Gordon, Wiggins, Marcus Smart, Jeremy Grant, Dinwiddie, Clarkson, Gary Harris, and Bosnian Bear. You finished off with Jokic, Randall, Levine, Dante Exum, Dougie McBuckets, Joe Harris, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and Clint Capella.
nice.
That actually would be a pretty decent game, wouldn't it?
I think that'd be an interesting little game. It was nice to redraft it and see that there's a few interesting like hobby wise.
Mm.
I mean we're sort of we've done the draft. Do you think there's in your starters? Do you think there's much? Like I mean, obviously Jokic is the card you're looking for in
Yeah,
this
so
draft class.
I think if we're putting this into sort of categories or stratas,
Mm.
Jokic is the absolute, right at the top. I think probably second would still be Embiid, and I would put him into his own little category. And then
Mm.
after that, it's like to me, it's quite grouped
It's
together.
a
You've
bit
got Aaron
PC.
Gordon,
Yeah.
you got Julius Randle, you've got Aaron Wiggins, who are nice pieces. But I think in terms of expecting them to spike up quite high, I think that's unrealistic these days. And
Agreed.
then sort of that next step down, you've got Zach Levine, Marcus Smart, Exum, and then
Yeah.
after that, look, it's a bit of a poo-poo platter hobby-wise, isn't it? Because you've got Jeremy Grant,
Oh, look,
McDermott,
you're probably not.
Dinwiddie, Clarkson, Bogdanovich, Gary Harris. Honestly, like,
You're into PC only territory, right?
yeah. But look, I think that was actually a fun exercise to actually go back and look at that. And I would say to have that many, like to have Aaron Wiggins as your fifth best player coming out of that draft.
Yeah.
I actually think that's a pretty decent draft. I don't think that this year's draft is going to be that strong. So now I think now's a really good time for us to go back and do a bit of comping of sealed hobby boxes. So
Yeah.
a small footnote for this episode is that if you are assuming that Jokic was drafted in 2014, that he would be in 14-15 product, actually, if you're looking for a Jokic rookie card, he's actually in 15-16. So I need to give credit to Adam on that little pickup there.
Yeah, I went to get the checklist and went, wait a second. Why do I feel like I'm looking up the wrong draft for Jokic? And he was drafted. It was just the cards weren't printed because even Panini didn't value him.
Yeah.
As a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually been an annoyance of mine over the years, if I can talk about that just really quickly. If they want to increase print runs, why don't they just put every single draft pick into them?
Yeah.
Like, that to me is like an easy win. Why do they need to make 85 different parallels and just make everyone a little bit crazy, or crazier, I should say?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So if you go onto glowoutcards.com, we are not sponsored or endorsed in any shape or form by Glowout Cards. They're actually selling sealed cases of this, a 12-box case for $30,000 USD. For people at home that don't have a calculator for a brain, I have a calculator on hand. That works out to be $2,500 USD per box. So the next discussion comes in, do you buy a sealed box or do you just go online and buy a card? And I think at those prices, the $2,500, there's not even a conversation about this. You can buy a silver rookie PSA 10 for $3,300. So the way that my maths brain works, I think buying the silver PSA 10, despite the fact that it's gone up so much, and I'm still kicking myself for not purchasing one in the last 12 months, it's still the better purchase to buy than buying a sealed case of that stuff at $2,500 a box, honestly.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what you just said is the answer. It's just absolutely crazy,
It's nuts.
what some of this stuff is now selling for.
Yeah.
In saying that, I probably still think that's not the worst purchase I've ever heard of. And if there's some high-end collectors out there trying to rip and get some of these great rookies, like, it's not a terrible sub list. Like, even if you don't hit a
You got
Jokic,
Embiid.
if you got an Embiid, if you got a Wiggins, look, it's not $2,500 worth of cards if you get an Embiid and a Wiggins, but at the same time, it's a nice little consolation prize. So
that's true. But it's very interesting. Maybe we look at the 2015-16 next episode, or in a future timeless moment, do a redraft on that. So I tell you what, that product just got a bit of a boost with the likes of Cat, Booker, and now Jokic to supplement it.
Even if you did a break on that, let's just say that you were a break group and you wanted to do a 12-box case of that. Like, that's some really big dollars for Prism, which is still considered, a relatively entry-level product. I think, I think that to me is almost unsellable, to be honest. I can't imagine, when that would be going on sale and going to be moved on. So just really quickly comping that to this year's product.
Yeah.
So this year's product is selling for $500 a box. So
Okay.
basically, it's 5x what this year's product is selling for.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a tough one, isn't it? What's the better purchase? Probably at the end of the day, a Jokic rookie is probably going to top anything that comes out of these boxes, isn't it?
Jokic, well, yeah.
And just with the higher print run of all this stuff and the lower print run of, that particular year.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's a really complicated, maths equation, but I'm still leaning towards the Jokic stuff being better to purchase.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, don't worry. I've moved on to 2015-16 product already myself.
Oh, that's it. The conversation's over.
I'm looking at 2015-16, but the prices are different, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Booker, Cat, and Jokic in that product. But I tell you what, a hobby box of Prism is not going for $600.
Yeah.
Yep, box Prism is definitely not. Cases. So a case is going for 30K. So what does that mean a box is going for? Jumbo 12 box case. Yeah, there's a lot. It's crazy. And that's probably because of the Nikola Jokic, the Jokic factor.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like, he's really becoming one of the all-timers now. So this is actually a fun one to do, just sort of that one massive prospect just, basically carrying a product. Like, we spoke about, Luca carrying the hobby for a little while, and then we spoke about LaMelo carrying it. But, this is another example of retrospectively somebody just holding up a product.
Yeah.
All right, Dad.
That was fun. That
Final
was a lot
thoughts?
of fun. Final thoughts. Wow, what a draft class, and interesting how they've snuck the best player of it into the following year's product. But
cheeky buggers.
That was a fun draft, though.
Yep.
I still got Jokic at number 1, so I'm happy with that. And got Randall as well. How good's this?
Can I be honest with you? I'm glad you took Randall. I would never have drafted that guy.
Love him crashing the board. So happy to have him. Awesome. All right.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks heaps.
We'll see you in the next one.